I've worked the night shift as a security guard for 12 years. I've seen it all. Office buildings, hospitals, sprawling storage warehouses. Nothing really gets under my skin anymore. Or so I thought. The tower I guard now. It's different. There's something deeply wrong with the elevator in this place. And it seems I'm the only one who ever sees it. It's an old, quiet business complex. 7 floors, with a single, imposing elevator smack in the middle of the main lobby. My nights are usually the same old routine. I sit at the monitor desk, watching the empty camera feeds, nursing a cup of cheap bitter coffee, just waiting for the first signs of sunrise to break the darkness. The camera in the elevator is on 24/7. It's always empty. But sometimes, usually around 2 in the morning, it starts moving, all by itself. I'll be watching the screens, and suddenly, the indicator on the lobby monitor lights up. It starts from the ground floor, the lobby. Then it begins its ascent. Floor 1, 2, 3. It stops on 4. The doors slide open. I zoom in on the camera, but there's nothing there. Just the empty 4th floor hallway. Then the doors close, and it continues its journey up. 5, 6, 7, and then the indicator light for floor 8 flickers on. The thing is, this building doesn't have an 8th floor. It just stops at 7. The very first time I saw it happen, I chalked it up to a wiring glitch, an old building with old systems, right? I even tried to make a joke about it to my coworker, Dave, the next day. I said, "Guess the ghosts in this place want to stay fit, taking the scenic route." He didn't laugh. He just gave me this dead serious look and said, "Don't get in it. If you ever see those doors open by themselves, don't you dare get in." That was 3 months ago. He quit the very next day. Didn't even give 2 weeks' notice. Just gone. Last week, it happened again. I was completely alone in the building. Just me and the humming fluorescent lights. The elevator dinged. I looked up from my desk, and the doors were wide open in the lobby. It was empty, of course, but the light inside was flickering erratically, like a dying bulb, and on the panel inside, the floor display showed a single, glowing number, 8. My curiosity, or maybe just a dangerous dose of stupidity, got the better of me. I grabbed my heavy-duty flashlight, my heart thumping against my ribs, and I stepped inside. I pressed the button for the 1st floor. The doors slid shut, sealing me inside. But it didn't move. Then, in a flash, every single button lit up at once, 1 through 7, and the elevator shot upwards. It was rising so fast, much faster than it ever should. The floor was vibrating so intensely, I thought it would shake itself apart. The numbers on the display were changing so quickly, I couldn't even read them. It was a blur of red light. Then, just as suddenly as it started, it stopped. There was no gentle ding, no sound at all. The control panel went completely dark. The doors slid open with a soft hiss, revealing a hallway I had never seen before in my life. It was pitch black. The walls were raw, unfinished concrete. There were no lights, no signs, no office doors. Just a long, dark corridor that seemed to disappear into an endless blackness ahead. I took a hesitant step out, sweeping the beam of my flashlight down the hallway. The air was thick and damp, and I could hear the faint, rhythmic sound of water dripping somewhere far ahead. My light finally caught something at the very end of the corridor. A red door. The paint was old and half-peeled, flaking onto the dusty floor. There was a small, grimy tag nailed to it that read, "Storage B13." But that was impossible. This building's storage sections only went up to B7. Suddenly, my radio crackled to life, hissing with static. A voice whispered through the speaker, chilling me to the bone. "Go back down." It sounded exactly like my own voice. Panic seized me. I spun around and my heart dropped into my stomach. The elevator doors were closing. I ran, a desperate, clumsy sprint, and slid my hand between the heavy metal panels just before they sealed shut. I stumbled back inside, gasping for breath. All the floor buttons were gone. The panel was just a smooth, blank piece of metal, except for one new addition: a scratched metal key slot, and below it, a single glowing number. She'd won before I could even process what I was seeing, before I could dare to touch it. The elevator dropped. There was no warning, no lurch, no sound of cables. Just sudden, complete weightlessness, like falling into an absolute void. I don't remember screaming. The next thing I knew, I was waking up on the cold marble floor of the lobby. The elevator doors were open. My flashlight lay beside me, shattered. I looked at the clock on the wall. It was 4:07 a.m. I scrambled back to my desk and rewound the security footage. The camera feed showed the elevator sitting in the lobby, motionless, for the entire 2 hours. According to the tape, it had never moved. The next day, I told my manager everything. I had to. I expected him to laugh at me, to tell me I was sleep-deprived. But when I mentioned floor 8, his face went pale. He told me that years ago, when the building was still under construction, a maintenance worker got trapped inside the elevator shaft. They were sealing off the top section, planning an 8th floor that was never completed. They never found his body. Now, the company pretends there are only 7 floors. But the building still remembers. And sometimes, the elevator tries to finish that final ride. It's 1:58 a.m. right now. I'm sitting here, watching the monitor. My hands are shaking. The elevator's doors just slid open again. The light inside is flickering. There's no one in there. The display is glowing with that impossible number, 8. And this time, the voice whispering from my radio isn't mine. It's someone else, cold and inviting. It's whispering, "Come back up." Then the screen went black.